right, good morning and welcome to the agenda on Dominion Brokers Group this morning. Well, today we'll talk land matters where we dive deep into the world of real estate, land administration and property development. I'm your host, Chike Ubogu. But before then, let's look at this hypocrisy of posthumous praise. Do you know what I mean? In Nigeria's contemporary culture, a funeral is no longer merely a solemn ceremony to honor the dead. It has become a grand stage for performative storytelling, exaggerated virtues, and outright lies. The Yoruba phrase, "Loriro," meaning based on lies, has never been more apt than when used to describe the facial eulogies delivered at many Nigerian funerals. You're asking, why am I bringing this up? I've seen a lot. I saw some this weekend. And this growing trend of hypocritical posthumous praise is not just disingenuous, it is morally corrosive. Time and again, we see society transform the lives of the deceased into fiction. Suddenly, individuals who were known in their communities for cruelty, neglect, or corruption become angels. They become heroes and philanthropists. Relatives and acquaintances who had long abandoned the person in life now drape themselves in flamboyant ashwebi, mouthing off speeches they never lived by. Where were all these loving relatives and devoted friends when the deceased needed help, companionship, or even forgiveness? Where were the tributes when the person was alone, sick, struggling, or in need of encouragement? But in death, suddenly, the absence of love and accountability is covered with so much poetic lies and empty flattery. Once again, Loriro. We live in a culture that celebrates perception over principle. A man who lived a selfish, arrogant life is now described as humble. A woman who tormented her family with bitterness and neglect is suddenly a mother to all. Loriro. Public office holders who looted state coffers and oppressed the weak are hailed as nation builders. Very interesting. This sanitization of character is not about love. It is about guilt, fear, and image management. You see some families who often lead this charge, whether out of shame, social pressure, or even the desire to rewrite history. They allow or even initiate false narratives about their departed loved ones. You know the most interesting part? The clergymen, instead of speaking the truth or exercising restraint, they often join in offering sermons that suggest every soul is heaven bound. Where is heaven? Even regardless of how they have lived. It is a very collective delusion, a theater of falsehood, where truth is buried deeper than the casket. Some defend this trend by saying we should not speak ill of the dead. Interesting. Is that not hypocritical? But does that justify lying? Is it respect to ignore the pain someone inflicted in life simply because they have died? Is it love to gaslight the survivors of abuse, neglect, and trauma by praising the abuser with words that erase the hurt? Let me stop here today. I'll continue tomorrow. But let it be a food for thought. When you praise people posthumously, is the agenda on Dominion Brokers Group. Once again, my name is Chike Ubogu. Let's go on this break. And when I come back, we'll talk about real estate, land development, and many more this morning. Stick around. Don't go away.
Ever dreamed of creating the next virus series or telling powerful stories on the big screen? This summer, your passion for TV can become a reality. Our TV Practical Summer Class is calling all future scriptwriters, producers, directors, video editors, reporters, news editors, and on-air personalities. Get hands-on training from industry professionals. Learn to shoot with professional cameras, master editing software, and produce your own content from start to finish. This isn't just a class, it's your launch pad. Don't just watch TV, make it. Enroll now. Spaces are limited. Visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng or call the number 0706 777 9435 0706 777 9435. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome from that break. It's still the agenda. And this morning, we'll look at estate surveying and valuation in lands administration. How do we bridge the gap between the practice of estate surveying and governance? We'll unpack the role of estate surveying in land administration. We'll also explore challenges in bridging practice and governance, and also share practical insights for professionals and even policy makers. Joining me this morning in the studio, okay, is estate surveyor and valuer Olushola Olukunle to my left here. Yes, good morning. It's good to have you on the program.
Good morning, sir.
Well, he is the Oyo State Branch Publicity Secretary of the branch. Also, I have in the studio with me this morning the chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, Oyo State Chapter, Estate Surveyor and Valuer Ogumbi. It's good to have you in the studio this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Presenter.
All right, let me start with ESV Ogumbi. For our audience who may not be familiar, can you kindly explain what estate surveying and valuation entail? And then what's their role in land administration?
Thank you very much. When we are talking of estate surveying and valuation, it's a broad aspect. But the professionals in charge that were trained and licensed to practice that estate surveying and valuation are the estate surveyors.
Okay.
And valuer. So estate surveying and valuation encompasses a lot of things as long as they deal with land and anything attached to land.
Okay.
Facilities. You know, we surveyors, we dealt with property valuation, asset management, investment appraiser, property management, property auctioneering, rural management, project financing. We ensure that property owners or investors, they have return on their investment.
Okay.
We guide them, we advise them, and we manage public institutions as well. Because it's not only in professional practice that you can find estate surveyors and valuers. We have act as lecturers, work in the ministries, work in banks. We are all over, aviations, and the rest like that.
There are some people who carry line, they call it line, and they go on lands, and then when you ask them, they say, I'm a surveyor.
No, there's a difference between estate surveyors and valuer and land surveyor.
These ones are not even, I mean, those that you just call and they tell you, Baba Baba surveyor. And then he goes to the land, he now takes one rope and says, line. And then you hear them shout, because I've witnessed it, and they will ask you, hey, can you hear me? And they start marking the line.
Those are land surveyors.
Land surveyors, okay.
Yes,
They are different from estate surveyors.
Yes, their own aspect is to, they deal with
Land mapping.
Land mapping.
Okay.
They deal with mapping,
Okay.
geoinformation, and the rest like that.
Okay.
When you want to have a survey of your landed property, they are the one that will be called to come and give you from the boundary.
Yeah, to mark out the boundary.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is their job.
That's their job.
They work in space, they work in water, and they do map. If you want the whole map of Nigeria, they are the experts in that.
Okay.
Contour map, we have contour map. When you want to carry out the development, they will give you the gradient of the land, the slope, so you know where to place your activities.
Well, I'll still have to speak with a land surveyor very soon because I see so many quacks in that field. But that's not a discussion for today.
We have a way by which we can get their contact across.
Okay, thank you. All right, ESV Olusola Olukunle, let me come to you. ESV Ogunbi has explained to us what estate surveying and valuation is all about. But then, what's the role of estate surveyors and valuers in land administration?
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's also right that we look at why does this administration of land actually seems to matter in our world. And then when we are talking of effective land administration, is what ensures transparency and orderliness. You understand? Okay, so our role, like my chairman has said, we are valuers. We advise on, give experts advices on land acquisition, valuation, management, development, and even when we are going to disposal and all that relates to, you know, land and landed property. So then, just like you've been talking about Kwakwe now, it's difficult for you to want to have something different from what we have been having, and you are employing the service of people who don't really know what is obtainable. Okay, so an estate surveyor and valuer is trained, and then we go on series of mandatory compulsory skills acquisition, so we know what's the trend. You understand? You can understand there are a lot of smart houses going all around now. People in the old that are not developing their skills will not be able to advise the government and even the private sectors accordingly when it comes to matters like that. So our role is to give a decent advice in guiding, just like my chairman said, return on investment, making sure that you invest on something and you are able to, you know, get what is obtainable, while you are also not doing too much to harm the people who are using the properties and all of that. So we are talking about making it affordable when we give all these advices. So I think that's part of what makes an estate surveyor and valuer unique.
So if I go by what both of you have said now, it's not about putting a price tag on any property. It's about enabling systems that govern how land is being used.
Yes.
And also, I want to ask this now. How does estate surveying impact on land administration practice itself?
Well, a lot.
Okay.
You know, when we are talking of management of land resources, the best professional is the estate surveyors and valuers. And when we are talking of land administration, we are talking about the effective use of land and landed resources, both what is on land and what is underneath. Not for the current generation, but for the coming generation, so that we will not have haphazard development across board. You will see now in some area you have slums, you have blighted areas, and you'll be wondering, don't we have professionals? Land administration will ensure that this kind of occurrence does not happen. It will also ensure that dead assets, you know, some land, they are dead assets that can bring income to the owner, but they don't know. So land administration will ensure that you turn that dead asset into revenue generation. We have some land that are not titled, and they want to borrow money, and they will be looking for collateral. So land administration will ensure that, okay, when you titled your land, you can use same as a collateral to obtain loan from the bank. And when you want to dispose it, it will be different from somebody that does not have a title on his land. Definitely their price will be different. And what they will command at the market will account. It enhances you having value for what you have, this gift of nature that God has bestowed on us. So estate surveyor and valuer, they are like semi-God to manage the resources that God has bestowed on us.
Well, dear audience, do you know why we are delving into this topic this morning? Let me give you a little peek into this. It's been rampant now. In fact, almost everywhere in the country, where you see people wake up in the morning, they call themselves agents. And then they start managing properties for people. The people who are supposed to know, who are supposed to be informed on the right steps to take in property management. And that's why we're bringing this, for you to understand the basics. It is not when you give somebody your apartment and then the person, maybe you give your apartment out at 10 naira and the person is going to give it out at 15 naira, making 50% of your own actual value. I'll still give you an example in the course of the program. So, ESV Olukunle, it sounds like surveyors are the backbone of orderly land systems, like ESV Ogunbi has said. So let's look at this exploration on how it connects to governance at this time. Now, we know that it's an institution, not an institute. Yeah. Now, today's topic emphasizes basically on bridging the gap between estate surveyors and governance itself. So what is this gap? What is that gap we're looking at? And why does this gap exist?
Thank you very much, presenter. I appreciate this question. Like, we need to understand that there are many policies that government at some point might have taken without consulting professionals. Okay, so these are part of the policies that have taken us to where we currently are. Like when my chairman was talking, and you also kind of agreed to it, there was a time along that High Court Road, that place was a dumping site. But today, I don't want to market, a particular mall that is there.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what the work of professionals are. When the government contacts professionals, when they want to make policies, we give them, okay, this is what's obtainable. These are things we need to put into consideration, because the role of an estate surveyor and valuer is not to be lopsided. You are supposed to, as you're doing well with the government, do well with the general populace. Okay, just like you're talking about a landlord and a tenant. I'm managing both of them. It is not the property, it is the relationship between the two of them. All these policies, you say from X amount, you want to increase the rent to X amount. I say, sorry, ma, this is not obtainable. There is what the law says about this and that. You can understand that those are the policies that we're actually talking about. Let an expert who have studied and is relevant in a particular field be one of those who are consulted when there is need for us to implement a particular policy. So those are part of the gaps that we're talking about, sir. So
you're looking at these gaps, yes. Government policy being in dissonance with the institution's modus operandi. Yes, however, why does this gap exist? Is it that the institution lagged behind? Is it that the institution did not take the right step and government took charge? Why did this gap exist?
Okay, so I wouldn't say you also understand. I didn't want to indict anybody, so I have to be careful with my use of words. Now, when we are talking about land records, as a professional, there are people, just like my chairman, that are head of ministries. They are the people that should apportion jobs for people. When we don't have all these records, the government can decide to want to do a particular thing. But if the records are well detailed, it is the expectation of a professional, an estate surveyor and valuer, to say, okay, sir, these are the records we have. These are the things we want to do. But sometimes when you give this kind of opinions, because it's not suiting a particular thing or the direction a particular government is looking, you understand? It seems like we didn't give the advice. Do you get it? Because it is not being
able to speak in parables, but I got you there. But
okay.
It's a very critical point. So it's not just about collecting data. It's about ensuring it is actionable.
Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. So if we know it is actionable, ESV Ogumbi, then what are some of those specific challenges that causes this gap that we're talking about?
You see, we need to first
because you are more in the system.
We need to get something first.
Okay.
That when we are talking about policies,
yeah,
policies, they are the guiding rules. They create a path by which those that will implement the policy must follow. So, when we are making policies, the policy makers, they look inward and look outward. When I talk inward, I mean within the system. And when I'm talking outward, I'm talking about the populace. So they would like to balance the two. So when we are not talking of the gap between their estate surveyors, we have them inside, we have them outside. They manage the resources, these land resources. So we are not saying when you are making policies on land, contact these people. Let them give you an hint, a direction.
Professional advice.
To follow. As I said we have debt capitals that follows. We have government land that are spread across. How do we enhance this land to bring return to the government?
Yeah.
How do we ensure that members of the public, come to ministry, come to government to do their documentation? Many people don't know. Thank God the state government is doing a lot of things in this sector, making the cost of CFO to come down.
A little bit cheaper.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have not keyed into it.
Because maybe you don't have enough publicity for
The
it.
government is doing. That's why we're now saying that, well, okay, you can use a system by which you contact estate surveyors. Estate surveyors going to this way, go and bring these people to come and do their regularization. Having it in mind, there's no law in the country that says you must register your title. But when estate surveyors are now educating the members of the public that when you have title on your land, it will enhance your value. It will give you even in a better stand when you are doing negotiation than somebody that does not have. We are trying to say, okay, let's come together, let's collaborate.
But some people see people as being expensive because you wear tie and suit.
I just believe that's part of marketing.
No,
because if I put on rag, you will not come to me now.
No, I'm not saying you should put on rags. But when you get to a Baba Sikira kind of person, and then you are trying to educate this person, he will tell you, it was suit at the time.
And we have a scale of professional fees.
Yeah, of course.
We have things that guide our profession.
Of course.
And we have we cannot toy with our license.
Yeah, but many people don't know this, and that's why they prefer to patronize quacks.
That is why
street agents.
That is one of the reasons we are going out to educate members of the public that you patronize professionals, estate surveyors, and valuers. You will see our logo, and we are men of integrity and honesty. That is our motto, and that is what we tend to pass across even to people. Go to them; they will advise you properly based on their professional fee.
Well, this seems to be a systemic issue. That's when it comes to the gaps. ESV Olukunle has said some, and you have said some. You've highlighted some of these gaps. However, let me see. Let me turn to you, ESV Olukunle. Can you share a real-world experience, of where some of these gaps have caused a problem, so people will understand an example of what we're talking about?
Okay, can I just say something about compensation and taxation?
Go ahead, please.
Okay, so there are times that the government wants to, so every land in the country belongs to the federal government. the state government owed it in estate for the federal government. So it's not like you outrightly own a land. Ooh. So the government can actually overrule for public interest. Okay, if they see Iyezue Olukunle is the owner of this land, but he's just living with his family, but this land can work to accommodate more people if we build a kind of infrastructure. Iyezue Ogunbiyi and our presenter and even the media, all of them can actually work. The government will come around and say this land is better for public interest than for individual use. Okay, so that's where this documentation that my chairman have been talking about is relevant. If I have a CFO on that land, the government will not just take it from me without compensating me appropriately. Okay, so I was talking about compensation and taxation. Now, if the government will give you something, they need evaluation reports. They need an asset surveyor and valuer to value their property to say, okay, this is the worth of this property now, not like when you bought it. And then, if somebody is offering you 2 million, and I come around, I say, I put my seal and my stamp on the property, like a valuer has valued this property to be 20 million. The government have to pay 20 million. They also contact an asset surveyor and valuer that is not me, because I'm representing the people of the, the person that they want to kind of take his or her land, and that person will also value the same land. There is no how we are not going to meet in the middle. Do you see how somebody has been cheating him or herself if he doesn't have a valid document on such a land? Because the government is the owner of the land. That's just the basic truth. We are just using it.
So we're just tenants on government land.
Okay, so that's just the real thing.
So tell me about tenement rate.
Okay, so these are charges that the government expects. They are like land use charges, all those things. They are income generating means for the government.
For the government.
You understand?
So who pays this?
It is supposed to be the owner of the property.
The owner. So basically, it takes me back to what I said earlier.
Yeah.
So, and what you said, government owns the land.
Yep.
State government now, in this stance. So if I buy a property and I build on it,
yes, sir,
I'll still pay government my tenement rate because I'm still a tenant on that land, despite the fact that I paid for it. Is that what it means?
That's it. But then when you look at the rates, it is not like it's something that is very big.
I remember some years back, I was paying 2,000 naira
on
a year on just a plot of land.
No, just a plot where?
Somewhere.
So you understand
let me try.
Somewhere here in Ibadan. Yes,
okay, sir.
Let me try to come in here.
Yes.
When we are talking about tenement rates,
yes,
government provides infrastructure.
Okay.
Is at the cost.
Yeah.
They maintain this infrastructure at the cost. Okay. And this infrastructure that government provides enhance the value of your...
So what's the infrastructure we're talking about?
We are talking about the roads.
Okay.
We are talking about drainages.
Okay.
We are talking about electricity and the rest like that.
Okay. So in a situation where government does not provide all this, and you provide it yourself, and at the end of the day you are being served to pay tenement rate, what happens?
In a developed world, some of these things, if they are not provided by the government, you have the right as a citizen to ask for it.
In an ideal society.
Yes, we are going there now, gradually in this.
We are going there?
Yes,
okay.
In this part of the country.
I hope we get there soon.
Very soon.
Okay.
We are going there
Maybe
now.
The car is slow.
In this part of the world.
Okay.
People are now asking for their rights from the government.
And this is part of the things we're doing.
And government is now, coming up responsively. You can see the massive infrastructural development going on in the states now, even in the state capital now. You can see that means the government is listening. But they can do more when we collaborate with professionals. You have some, I said earlier on, government want to take development decision. They want to create a GRA. They want to create a monumental something. Essence of yours will advise, why can't we use this area for this? Why can't we use this area for it? We have this circular road going on now. Estates of yours and valuers will now tell you that, okay, along this corridor, we can have a resource center, we can have international conference center, we can have a golf club, we can have something. So it will not just be a road, it will be a road leading to an activities. And when you talk about valuation, the state government can do valuation of its asset. And when government do valuation of its assets, you know what it entails? They can use it to approach the bank for loan. This is the worth of my asset in this country. This government secretariat, hospitals, and the rest like that. You can see the assets of the government. They can use it as even as a sort of insurance package. What happened in Bodija some years back? Yeah. Some people are derived of, but because those sort of people did not approach estate surveyor and valuer to manage their properties and have valuation for insurance on their property. If they do and something happen, they will get their claims. These are some of the things we are doing that a lot of people does not even know the work of estate surveyors and valuers. They thought we are just caretaker and rent collectors. We are more than that. Yeah. We are more than that. That is why we are coming out now to say, okay, we are more than this. We can advise the government to look into this aspect. Do the asset valuation of your property, of your worth, know it. You can use it to act, you know.
Well, I still need clarification. And the clarification I need is this. Assuming I have my property, I live somewhere around, let me use, with due respect to the people living in that area, let me use Kukumada, Uki area. Okay. I have my property there. Okay. I provide my own drainage myself. Okay. I provide my electricity myself. Okay. I provide my water system myself. Okay. And then all of a sudden, government sends me a letter to pay my tenement rate. Okay. Am I meant to listen to that letter, despite the fact that I provide everything myself?
You see, when we are talking about tenement rates,
yes.
But in Oyo State, we don't have tenement rates operating again. We have land use charge.
Okay.
But tenement rate is under the purview of the local government.
Okay.
But everything has been zoomed now to
land use charge. Okay.
When you say you provide everything by yourself,
yes,
is sort of say you are talking about, okay, I want to enjoy these facilities. That is why. If I want to have 24 hours electricity in my house, I will have jet, I will have solar, I will have everything. It's for my comfort.
Because the government is not even giving you 2 hours.
It's not that the government will not do that. Government still provide light for you.
2 hours.
And it's not that, in some areas, there are more than 2 hours.
Even in some areas, they've not had light in Oyo State for 17 years.
Yes, I know. Yes. I know there are some areas that do not have light because the facility has not gotten there. It's in phases.
In phases, 17 years.
It's in phases.
Okay.
They will still get there one day.
One day.
In some area, I know some villages where they don't even take off their light. They enjoy 24 hours as anything. And when you ask them even to pay, they will say government has not done anything for them. So the mindset that government has not done anything for me should not be
a yardstick.
A yardstick.
Okay.
That I'm doing it for us. Do it, and now I challenge government. Okay, I'm paying this my tenement to come and tar my road and see if government will not do that. But I'm not doing anything. I'm expecting government to do everything for me. Government, you know, is too much for the way things are conserved in this country. Government cannot do all. Let's be sincere with ourselves. But it's a gradual process. It's a gradual, and kudos to the present administration. They are looking into that direction. You know, you open some roads that ordinarily nobody would have thought that those roads will be open. They have opened it. That is a gradual thing. That is a gradual thing. Then we have this concept. When we say, okay, don't build there. We have some people that have built on railway line.
Even by water costs.
Build on water costs. And when you said, okay, don't build that, they will tell you, government will not do anything for now. But they are creating problems in the future. And when those problems happen, they will still run back to this government.
Same government.
They say, oh, you come and assist us. So and when government is telling you
that we need.
So we need that attitudinal change for us to do the right thing at the right time.
Well, you've painted that vivid picture at this time, but before we swim into these solutions, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll explore how to bridge this gap and hear about innovative approaches towards this. been discussing with Estate Surveyor Valuer Olukunle and Estate Surveyor Valuer Ogubi here, and we're discussing estate surveying and valuation in lands administration. Stick around, don't go away.
Ever dreamed of creating the next virus series or telling powerful stories on the big screen? This summer, your passion for TV can become a reality. Our TV Practical Summer Class is calling all future scriptwriters, producers, directors, video editors, reporters, news editors, and on-air personalities. Get hands-on training from industry professionals. Learn to shoot with professional cameras, master editing software, and produce your own content from start to finish. This isn't just a class. It's your launch pad. Don't just watch TV, make it. Enroll now. Spaces are limited. Visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng or call the number 0706 777 9435 0706 777 9435. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back from that break. It's still the agenda on Dominion Brokers Group. Let's go straight to this. ESV Olukunle, we've identified a gap between estate surveying and governance. Now, let's talk solutions. How do we align these two worlds, the world of surveying, the world of governance? How do we align both of them for better land administration?
Okay, so I would say integration of professional inputs into implementation of whatever policies the government are trying to bring on.
It is professionalism.
That's it. You input what you have asked some people, because they are professional, to do something. It is not enough for those reports to be on the table without implementing them. Okay, so if the government can be doing that, you know, if the government have been doing that, we probably won't be here now, but now it is not too late. We are talking about collaboration. So it's high time the government started looking at how to implement the advice that each professional at every point in time has given to them. If that means they should call them back again for, okay, so I might have given an advice 10 years ago that is no more obtainable. Maybe you need a kind of modification. So it's not like it's a big deal. And then it is the work of an estate surveyor and valuer to promote responsible land use. I don't know where you live. If somebody wants to come and bring a clubhouse to that kind of a place,
it won't be possible.
You can't say because you can afford it. You just want to go and do something. So that's what we are saying. It is our work to advise that this thing you want to do. You know, there are times that people just say, I want to build a 10-bedroom mansion. And you'll be like, do you know that if you do about 5 numbers of 2-2-bedroom, that's like a retirement plan for you, and it's just going to be. So that's one of those things that we need to. Then we are supposed to also help in environmental protection and urban planning. So these are the things that we need to start working on with the government. So who is going to make the first move? We have been writing series of, you know, letters for the government to actually call the important professionals around to come and discuss this and that, and we can move forward from there. I think that's one of those things, sir. All right,
ESV, you have more insights to how we can bridge the gap between surveying and governance.
Yes, part of it is he has explained some, and in addition, when you are making policies, even when you are drafting it, have professional input. There are some areas that the policy maker may not look at, and the professionals will look at it. And we have a lot of laws, edits, and the rest like that. There are some areas that they will not look at it, and it's okay, why can't you look at it from this angle? I say, okay. Then when you are after drafting, and you want to go to implementation, as a researcher, you still call them. How do we implement this? And they will give you a direction towards where you can part, and at the end of the day, it will be something that will benefit the government and the populace. You know, at times you may want to create, when you want to create a GRA, or you want to do a kind of development, you call for feasibility and viability study. And SSOV and valuers will provide it. And they will project for you the amount you will realize on it. Well, okay, if you want to do this, this is the amount you realize. We don't want government to do development on impulse. Let there be a plan. Let the plan be backed up with visibility reports that even will project the amount you are going to generate, the amount you are going to spend, and they give you, you call it business plan. You call it the actionable plan.
Yeah.
The action plan, the actors, the timeline, and at the end of the day, you are going to, that is why we are saying, let there be collaboration between us, between the professional estate surveyors and outside.
Yeah.
So, and governance, and then we are going to have a better society, a climate society. Okay, now let me give you an example. Mokola, a sort of a regeneration was done some years back. He has taught a blighted area. The states with the World Bank, they come together, they collaborate. That's why you have those third road, a climate society. They have to move some people from that area and resettle them somewhere else. So there, we have some blighted areas in Ibadan that we can create something like that. But we need to sensitize members of the public because of their attachment.
Yeah.
Some people have attachment to that location.
That vicinity.
Definitely, there must be, maybe they grew up, they have friends, they marry from that area, they are doing business in that area, that when you detach them.
Well, sometimes there should just be some dislocation.
But by the time you give them psychological training, you discuss with them, you make them to see the benefit, not personal benefit now, but benefit to the community, even to the state, to everybody, they will buy into it. So that is what we are trying to pass across.
Okay, so because of our time, let's look at, we're in the 21st century and this is 2025.
Yes.
So how do we employ technology, the use of AI tools in surveying in this present system?
That is, we cannot do away with technology in this century now. And the government, I'm aware, they have been employing technology to drive some of those things. And we have series of tools for land management. So what we only need to do is to deploy these tools. But what seems as a problem is that when you want to acquire these tools, they are at high cost. And the return is not immediate.
It's a long-term
It's a long-time
investment.
something.
Yeah.
It's a gradual thing. So when political heads are now looking at, they have given a promise to the member of the public. And they say, okay, I want to spend this XYZ naira on the return that will not manifest in the next 10 years. It will look somehow to some of them. But if they are futuristic, somebody built Cocoa House, it was futuristic. Somebody started some cottage industry everywhere, it was being futuristic. So if you look at the future, okay, that when we deploy this, the benefits may not be now, but in the next 20 years, you are talking about land surveyors the other time.
Yeah.
Then the land surveyors, they have cost stations all about that can be a reference when you want to do your survey. You have map that is layout map, this map that you reference. At the lot of your plotting, you can do your search.
Yeah.
But to acquire these things is a cost. The state government, they have started.
Okay.
And I pray it continue.
Well,
because you can do your search. You can do your search online now.
Okay, okay.
You can do your search online.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. It's a good news to the present administration. You can do your search online, but you can do more.
Okay.
That's by the time you want to do your CFO, if all the land has been referenced. But our member of the public, they also have a sort of, so to say, misgiving that, okay, if I want to place my land on the intelligences of the government will want to acquire my land. That is the reason why they want to do it.
Okay, because of time, let's go. There are 3 questions before we leave. Today, how can government balance modern land policies and customary land rights?
Okay, I want to get your question. I don't want to miss.
Presently, we have these modern day land policies by government.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have customary land rights. He's mentioned, ESV has mentioned a bit of it, where some people have sentimental attachment to areas. Now, how do we balance it so you don't create a chaos in the society?
Sensitization, I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
If I know that you are taking me from a particular place to another particular place that is not bad, I may not necessarily want to cause chaos because the government wants to. I also see what the government wants to do with this land.
So basically sensitization.
You sensitize the people. Let's make them understand the importance of what you are. And then the reason why most people don't trust government is at the end of the whole thing, we have sensitized them, we have taken the land, then this thing did not come. You know, people will not believe them. That's part of...
So what's your biggest challenge as an estate surveyor in Nigeria?
Okay, so people calling me an agent.
That's your biggest challenge?
Agency is just one of...
You don't like that nomenclature?
No, like there is what they...
Was it because it has been
bastardized by a lot of people? So that when
even my baba is an agent.
So when they see you, they say, you know, I was inspecting the property with somebody yesterday, and I was showing them all around. They were like, you are an agent. I was like, I see, I'm an estate surveyor and valuer. Okay, so I think there is this bad thing that they have tagged an agent. You know, these things trend on Instagram everywhere where people collect this rent from people.
An agent can give out a property to 3 different people.
Okay, so the owners of the property, you are supposed to ask for a tenancy agreement when they are bringing people into your house.
Let me give you an example. Yesterday, a room self-contained at the back of Olympus, Sakinyemi, with modern facilities. Rent, 400,000. Agreement, 50,000. Caution fee, 50,000. Agency, 100,000. The total package, 600,000. So the rent is only 400,000. And the agent added extra 200,000 to it, making it 600,000. Is that what you people do?
Can I clarify that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so what's wrong with that is there is a percentage that's supposed to go with whatever it is. A new tenant is coming in. Yes, agency is part of what they pay.
Which is 10%. Okay.
Okay, so this legal thing is what they are going to use to prepare a tenancy agreement that's going to be binding between the owner of the property and the tenant. It is the responsibility of the tenant to pay for it. A lawyer prepares it.
Okay.
And then that lawyer is a professional that will be paid for his service, right?
Okay.
Okay, so refundable caution deposits is always remitted to the landlord. So it's with you. It won't suffice to repair the house when the person is living, though, if he messed the house up. But that's the essence of giving the house to a professional, because there are periodic inspections that I do every 3 months. How are you using this? This thing has spoiled, to make sure you do it. And I write a report. I send it to you. You know, if you don't do it the next time, it's already reported. And if this thing goes to court, you can't win. So we make you become responsible because we have guidance on what you should do as a professional. So after that, I'm not expecting that somebody should say 100,000 naira agency. It doesn't make sense. And then when there is this reason why people fall into things like this. When you are looking for a house, it's like you are looking for settlement. It's not something you look for in a rush. I'm already I'm big for where I'm living now. It's from now I should be planning ahead. Not like I want it next week. So the reason why they fall into these hands is because they have already seen what they like. They are desperate.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's part of the reason why those people play on their intelligence.
And lastly, ESV Ogumbi, let me ask you this. What is your take on individuals selling lands now? without recourse, especially in Ibadan?
In fact, these proliferations of
Land
vendors is giving us a concern. I was somewhere yesterday where we have a conversation around this aspect and asking us to take a legal action towards it, because it makes people to be fair. It makes people to be doubtful. You see, everywhere we have podcasters, we have everybody is just selling land now. And on the pretense they are going to do this, and at the end of the day, they don't do anything. So it's something that needs to be sanitized.
Okay.
It's something that needs to be.
You'll be working towards that?
Yes.
You're starting a week-long activity for
our AGM, for our week, this week. We started on Saturday, having an aerobic exercise.
But when are you going to have the main program where you sensitize people? When you are having your lecture?
We are having a lecture on Thursday.
On Thursday, okay.
We are having a lecture on Thursday, and we are going to use not nearby. There's a hall here at the Rotary House here that we're going to use, so that we are going to deal with this topic, and we are asking members of the public to come.
Thursday, right?
We are inviting you as well.
Oh, just tell me the time, because I might just be on air, but I just want to be part of that lecture. I want to learn more.
We want to start by 10.
10, okay.
Yes,
I should join you. Yes. 10 a.m. on Thursday.
Yes.
Okay, I will be there.
Thank you very much.
So I want to learn more.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you, ESV Olukunle, for featuring on the agenda.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you, ESV Ogunbiyi, for featuring on the agenda this morning. Well, ESV Olukunle is the Oyo State Branch Publicity Secretary of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors, while ESV Ogunbiyi is the Oyo State Chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors. Thank you all for sharing your expertise on the agenda this morning.
Thank you for having us there.
All right, let's keep this conversation going. Do follow us on all our social media platforms on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. It is at Dominion Broadcast. On the app X is at Dominion Cast. Visit our website at www.dominion.org.ng. My name is Chike Ubogu. Good morning.